Alright, here we are. Last we left off, we had not yet ruined everything. He still kind of likes us, and nobody else has shown any interest, thank fuck. We just finished, the beauty pageant. I don't know where in the weekage that is, but I think the next big event is the meteor shower gathering, which is the big confession point. So, let's just play on, I guess. We're still having audio issues, so the pin's just gonna go right back there. Hate to have to use that little bugger, but I do like it. Good morning, Mr. Karamiya. Morning, Bunny. Nice timing. Nice timing. Yeah, I'm just about to make breakfast, but I'm not sure what to make. How about you make a request? A request? Uh, I guess I guess saying this one would make more sense to appeal to Kiri. Can you make pancakes? Roger that. All right. Why don't you take a seat over there? Okay, will do. Good morning, you two. Mr. Kiri. Kiri, oh, you're already up? Yeah, we have our regular physicals today, after all. Oh, that's right, this happens. Regular physicals? Dr. Robin will be visiting today to give us our regular physicals. He makes house calls for that? Yes. If we sent all the soldate off to the clinic in groups for it, there would be holes in our security. The additional cost for a house call is a bit of a burden, but in terms of risk, there aren't many other options, and physicals are important. Quite important. You'll be getting a physical as well, Signorina. Don't eat too much. Okay, got it. That was delicious. Thank you for the meager meal. Hey now, I'm the one who cooked that. You calling it meager? Meager? YouTube is giving me a thing. It doesn't like the fact that I'm messing with the audio stuff and it's weird. Okay, screw you, YouTube. Hmm. The flavor was decidedly crude and indelicate. If you have a problem with it, make it yourself. Oh no, my hands are not suited to such work. Mr. Kiri's hands? Her eyes were suddenly drawn to his hands. It was unusual for him to not be wearing his gloves. Just as Kiri had said, they were completely pristine, free of the wear and tear of work. His skin was smooth and pale, his fingers long and slender. They almost made her feel jealous. Bitch could be a hand model. Mr. Kiri, you have such pretty hands. Yes, they are, aren't they? Wouldn't it seem almost sinful to use them for such a lowly purpose? They only look nice because you don't do any goddamn work. If you're gonna complain every time, just cook your own food. You really are a dunce. I did just say that I wouldn't. I wouldn't, didn't I? Are your ears broken? If I'm taking something into my body, I have every right to judge the quality of the substance. In that sense, it's your duty to make something that appeals to me, Mr. Karamiya. Mr. Karamiya? Karamiya. We're on first name basis. You and I and you. Right. Duty. I I have no idea what you are talking about. Oh my, your ignorance makes this much more difficult. Very well, let me explain it so even a simpleton can understand. In short, cut it out and make me something delicious, you stupid lion. Like I said, if you're going to complain, why don't you? What are you arguing about? Axel! Pancakes sure are delicious. I guess we're gonna have to hit help, Mr. Curie. But I don't like it. Pancakes sure are delicious is gonna be my favorite entry every single time. But we gotta play the route. Axel, stop Mr. Karamia. The, the Dawn. I was lecturing Karamia because no matter how much time passes, his cooking never gets any better. You weren't lecturing me, you were just complaining. And you're asking him to stop me? Why are you taking Kiri's side, Signorina? I... reasons? Well... Well... about that. It's because of the D. Because justice is on my side, obviously, right, Miss Bunny? Oh, don't. I'm not really sure what's going on here, but I don't think justice is ever on Kiri's side. Axel, believe me, didn't you say you'd be my friend through thick and thin? Ah, you're such a wonderful person. Blushies. Sit down right there. I'll make you a big, wonderful stack of pancakes. Oh, thank you very much. uh, this guy has like 16 different voices right now. I don't know which one the current one is. I think we had an Aussie thing going, but I low-key hate it. And it's distinctive. So, excuse me. Hello, Dr. Crow. Ah, I'm surprised you're coming out to greet me. This is hard. I don't like this. Thanks for coming, Doctor. I've told the soldate to come into the living room when it's their turn, like usual. Thank you. You Oz fellas are great. Physicals always go smoothly here. Is it different in other places? Yeah. A lot of the others are not as compliant, nor do they show up on time. Punctuality is important in the adult world. If I'm remembering right, Familia Grimm's Gretel was quite a handful, wasn't she? Ah, yes. But now I've grown quite accustomed to her verbal abuse. Yike. All I'm doing is trying to give her a checkup. I wonder why she hates me so much. I can't understand it. She just hates everything, man. Sir, everything is ready. Grazie. Axel? Blah. I'm gonna try again. Grazie, Axel. All right, doctor, come right this way. Ah, certainly. Bunny, you're coming too? Huh? Oh, right, I forgot. Signorina, could you wait in your room? My room? Yeah, we can't exactly have you get your physical along with a bunch of guys. I can't? How come? What's the difference? Mr. Karamia, why are men and women different? Do you want to see men naked or something? Naked? They only have to take their shirts off. Naked? I can perform the examination through undergarments for women, though. That said, it is a bit easier with them off. There's nothing interesting about looking at naked men, so do as the Don says and wait in your room. Okay, I'll do that. There's a few things interesting about looking at naked men, but it's fine. I wonder how long physicals take. She lay down on her bed, alone in her room. I'm so bored. Maybe I should borrow a book from Mr. Karamia. She thought, but if I ran into Mr. Karamia naked, she knew that with a personality like his, something like that probably wouldn't bother him. Still, the mere thought caused her to instantly lose all desire to leave her room. I guess I should just take a nap since I don't have anything else to do. Hmm. Hmm. A soft sound reached her ears. It was just loud enough to rouse her from her slumber. I'm still tired, but hmm. She rubbed her eyes and got up. I'll be right there. Ah, I'm sorry for making you wait so long. Whoa! What's wrong? You startled me, doctor. Doctor? Startled you? Anyone would be startled if someone dressed in all black suddenly appeared at their door, wouldn't they? At least, I think so. Oh, you mean what I'm wearing? Well, don't worry about me. Come on, let's get you checked out. Right here? Yes. Don't worry, I have all my instruments with me. You can keep some undergarments on. I thought you would probably be more comfortable here than in the main house. Well, that is true. I'm in your hands, Doctor. Doctor. Mr. Karamia. Oh, Bunny and Dr. Robin. Finished with her physical? Yes, I'm heading back now. Thank you for coming out. I'm counting on you next month as well. How did your checkup go, Signorina? He said there wasn't really anything wrong with me. How about you, Mr. Karamia? Same here. I'm the very picture of health. That's good. What about you, Axel? Though judging from your demeanor, I guess nothing's out of the ordinary for you. Yeah, I've never had any particular issues. I guess your good health is the only redeeming feature. Couldn't we say the same for you? Oh, please, don't lump me together with you. I have 100 more redeeming qualities than you. Well, I'm just glad everyone is well. Health is more important than anything. If you're feeling even a little under the weather, go see the doctor. He gets really annoying if you just try to ignore health problems. Dr. Robin Hood does have a bad case of medical curiosity, after all. Cool. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and save. Just out of principle. And I wish there was like a spot that labeled what week it was, because I don't know what week it is. Hold up. Is it gonna tell me here? No. So I don't know what week it is. Hmm. Miss Bunny, would you be so gracious as to accept these? Wow, such beautiful flowers. He got us flowers? What's the fucking catch? What? Why are you giving these to me? I was given them by an acquaintance. I brought some freshly cut flowers into my room just this morning, so would you care to take these? Ah. um, Thank you very much. It was a good chime. We're still doing good things. Thank you very much. I'll treasure them forever. I think forever is a little unreasonable. Those are real flowers, after all. They only last like what, a fucking week? Oh, right. A week. Hmm. It would be nice if I could keep them around forever. Well, you could press them in a book or something, or like dry them. There are processes. Resin is a big thing lately. You know, if you're into that sort of thing. Mm, no need to be so fussy over those in particular. I can arrange for you to have as many flowers as you want. Thank you very much, but these are fine. Why? Well, they're the first flowers you gave me. The first, hmm? Yes, I mean, I guess it's not literally the first thing you've given me since you've given me all sorts of other things before. But I feel like I should remember getting this beautiful bouquet forever. Huh? What's wrong, Mr. Curie? Oh, no, nothing. You just seemed rather cute. That kind of innocence is long lost to me. I was just feeling a little envious at how you can respond with such enthusiasm about everything. Ah, I wonder where I should put these flowers. In a vase? Maybe I can borrow one from Mr. Karamia. Huh? She noticed a piece of paper hiding between the stems. She carefully pulled it out, making sure not to damage the petals. What on earth? This acquaintance was probably trying to, like, confess. She set the bouquet on the table and sat down. Yep, yep. My dearest Kiri, I've always loved. Oh, could this be a love letter to Mr. Kiri? What should I do? He said he'd gotten the bouquet from an acquaintance. Maybe that's who it's from. He must not have noticed the note. I know, I should give it to him. Mr. Kiri, I'm so glad I caught you before you left. Whatever is the matter? You're out of breath. I found this in the bouquet you gave me. I thought I should give it to you. You didn't happen to open this letter, did you? I'm sorry, I only read a tiny bit. I see. Oh, but really, it was hardly any of it. I just glanced at it once, and the number of times you looked is irrelevant. The important thing is that you read it. Sorry. No, don't worry. Everyone makes mistakes. Thank you for taking the time to bring it to me. I'm so glad I managed to get it to him. So Mr. Curie is popular, huh? I never knew. Have you seen his hip sway? I'm still expecting to, like, fuck up somewhere near the end and miss one of these things and then have a bad ending, but so far this seems to be going really well. And I'm not at all following a guide or anything like that. I can't believe I slipped up like that. I should have guessed that a gift from a woman with feelings for me might have contained such a letter. I hope I haven't made Miss Bunny uncomfortable. Don't litter. It's wrong. Oh, If it isn't Little Red Riding Hood. When did you get here? Don't call me little. I came over when I saw you tearing up some paper on the street. We may have garbage men, but we should all do our part to keep the town clean. Like, honestly, I don't even think there are sea turtles in this world anymore. Gosh. Us mafiosa need to make an example. Set an example. Either. Either or. You're such a goody two shoes. This is normal. Here, I picked it all up for you. You can throw it out. I refuse. You picked it up. You do something about it. I couldn't possibly care less about that paper. How much you care is beside the point. Put your trash in the trash can, not in the street. If you give it back to me, it's just going to end up on the street again. Fine, I'll throw it away. Mm, Why can't you do something so simple by yourself? Because someone other than myself is willing to do those simple things. Like yourself, right now. The weather's so nice. I'm having some breathing problems, I'm sorry. Hmm. 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 She set down the now empty watering can and stretched her limbs. The freshly watered plants glittered in the sunshine. I don't think I have anything else to do today. It was only natural that a freeloader like herself was rarely given any responsibilities. Maybe I should go out for a bit. Oh, if it isn't Miss Bunny. Just as she was walking out the gate, someone called out to her. When she turned toward the voices, she saw Mr. Curie. Curie took off his hat and placed it over his chest, giving her a little nod. You seem free at the moment. Would you care to join me on a stroll? With you? Yes, indeed. You mean all alone with you? Unless you'd like to invite the postman. Is that a problem? A problem? It's Mr. Curie we're talking about. He must have some kind of ulterior motive. I guess it's pretty rude to think about him that way, though. No, it's not. If you don't mind my company, please allow me to join you. What a strange thing to say, Miss Bunny. I invited you precisely because I don't mind your company, after all. They chatted as they walked around the Oz domain. During a pause in their conversation, Curie looked Bunny straight in the eyes. Miss Bunny, what do you think of me? Um, I've been worried that you might have the wrong impression of me. Wrong impression? Am I wrong in thinking you believe me to be a cruel and callous man without a heart? I can't exactly tell him that I sorta do. Of course not. Well, maybe a little, but only a little. Oh. She panicked when she saw Kiri's expression turn sullen. But I think you're a kind person at heart. Even if you say some scary things sometimes, that's what I believe. Really? Yes. I see. I guess you really do have the wrong impression of me after all, Miss Bunny. What? I am a cruel man devoid of kindness. I'd betray anyone for my own benefit. I am quite confident that I could dispose of you without a shred of doubt. Mr. Curie? I don't say this to threaten you, but as someone living in the same household, I thought it was something you ought to know. Now, let's leave this rather dark topic here and enjoy our walk. Okay. Where are we going? I don't want to go over here. Is that? What's wrong? Suddenly, a strangely clothed group of people appeared from around a corner. The clothes they were wearing were even darker than Robin Hood's black robes. Their movements were accompanied by the tinkling sound of many bells. They were bearing a long crimson box, taking long and careful strides as they walked down the street. Oh, a funeral procession. Funeral procession. You probably don't know what that means, because of your amnesia, I take it. You understand what death is, right? Death from natural causes, death from old age, death from illness, falling over dead, death by car, death by asphyxiation, death by fire, death by cold, death by from starvation. Life has many conclusions. Do you know what it... I almost had it. I was doing well. Do you know what it actually means to die? Um, Dying is when you stop living, right? People die if they are killed. In your phrasing, I'd say it's more accurately when you've stopped living. At any rate, I'm convinced you do understand the concept of death. That will make explaining things much easier. That was a funeral procession. Judging from the participants, they were probably carrying the body of someone from the slums. Participants. She looked at the procession again. If what Curie had said was correct, the box, no, coffin, they were carrying had a corpse inside. Even though it was the middle of the day, under the warm sunlight, she felt a chill run down her spine. Suddenly a familiar silhouette caught her eye among the group. Mr. Manboy! No, even from this distance she could tell it wasn't him. His clothes were the same as Manboy's, but he wasn't the right height, and his hair was different. Curie looked at her, wondering if something was wrong. With her eyes still on the crowd, she explained. That person's outfit. It looks just like Mr. Manboy's. Naturally. He's employed by that estate as well. Oh. Oh. So this is probably the body of one of those poor girls. Oh. That estate. I took you down the street before, didn't I? Pardon me. I told you about the salon my associates and I frequent as well. At the end of that road is another mansion. Not the salon, but an office, responsible for several public services. One of those services is a funeral parlor. Disposing of the dead like that is part of their job. Disposing of the dead? Yes. It's the same whether you're one of the townspeople or an inhabitant of the slums. If you die, they'll be taking care of you soon enough. They disposed of the corpses from back when you and Axel were captured as well. Very cleanly, might I add. Oh, oh. Huh. It must be hard work. It sounds like hard work. Indeed. I can't imagine washing a complete stranger's corpse myself. They wash corpses? Indeed. They don't just cram filthy corpses into caskets, they clean them up and dress them in funeral garb. Of course, depending on the state of the body, they may have to inter them in a different manner. Though it is rare for them to be performing a service at this hour. Is it? Indeed, if it's a service for someone from the slums, they would normally handle it in the early morning. Perhaps the schedule is particularly busy today. Too many. Do that many people really die? Yes, they do. That's rather normal. A single shot to the chest, or head, and even you would be in their care rather quickly. Oh. Oh, please don't be so afraid. I have no intention of laying a hand on you at the moment, and on the off chance that I should decide to shoot you, you just end up at Dr. Robin Hood's. After all, he's a doctor. I'm sure he'd be able to save your life. Oh, well, that's a relief. I'm sure I could rest easy with Dr. Crow taking care of me. Huh? There's no illness the doctor can't cure, right? Indeed, that's true. He can't heal the dead, though, can he? Like, bring people back to life and stuff. Oh, don't be silly. He's a doctor, not a magician. However capable he may be, he can cure neither old age nor terminal illness. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I guess saying there's no illness he can't cure invites misinterpretation. You seem to take everything so literally. I guess that's one of your faults. What does a doctor who can treat any illness do when he encounters an incurable disease? Huh? What if there's a way to cure it, but he doesn't know how to perform the technique? What is such a doctor to do, then? Kill the patient? A riddle? Oh no, just thinking out loud. What would you do? I think I'd give up, I'm pretty sure. I'd give up. Why? Well, if I were in Dr. Robin's position, I think I'd have lots of people to save. If spending all my time on one particular person would leave other people to suffer, I think I would have to give up on that person. It's funny. That's just speaking hypothetically. That's just what I think I'd do in that situation. I know. I was the one who asked, after all. I can think more logic. You can think more logically than I thought. I'm quite impressed. Was my answer bad? Your thoughts on the subject are neither good nor bad. I can understand your position, however. Whether I agree or not is a different issue. Matters of the heart aren't so simple. Even a glimmer of hope is so small it could pass through the eye of a needle. inspires one to cling to it. Even when you know it's as far from your reach as the stars, as long as it continues to glimmer, you hesitate to abandon it. It's not really the sort of thing where logic about the greater good applies. Even when you've decided to give up, you can't help but still hope. It's quite troublesome. Mr. Curie? Pardon me for going on like that. Please forget what I said. It seems the funeral procession has disappeared without us even noticing. Let us continue our walk. Hmm. Pardon me, taking a sip of my drink. Hmm. Mr. Curie, I wanted to ask you something about the funeral procession from the other day. What did you want to know? Are you interested in funerals? Not the ceremony itself. The Mafia family fight with each other, right? Yes. If they are not our allies, they are our enemies. We may cooperate when our objectives happen to coincide, but no one can complain if an ally of mere convenience turns around and shoots them in the back. Though, of course, retribution is to be expected. So, what of it? Do people die in those conflicts? I guess I can't exactly hold it against you, seeing as you have no memories, but you certainly have a habit of asking rather odd things. He set his hat on the table and opened by saying, I did mention this before, but yes, they die if they don't make it to the clinic in time. Pardon me. Both townspeople and lower-ranking members of Familia Oz. Death isn't an uncommon outcome for those who get involved in armed conflicts. There's a graveyard next to the church, you know. You should go take a look when you have a moment. If you see a headstone with two crosses carved into it, it's a sign that the person died in battle. I'm sure you'll be surprised to see how many there are. There are a lot of them. It is the duty of the Mafia to prevent conflict. However, it is also the nature of the Mafia to give birth to conflict. Until all hostile forces are wiped out, conflicts will continue to occur. Graves will continue to fill that cemetery. Ah, save again. Time to save again. You have to end it. This puts a lot of faith in Kiri, and I feel like that's what we need. Yes, okay, cool. Can't you end it someday? Ending it would require spilling quite a lot of blood. But if that would really end all the fighting, what a courageous and terrifying mindset. And a rather foolish one, at that. You haven't even fired a gun yourself. You're all talk. I'm sorry. Having a nightmare, Kitty? Kitty might be having a nightmare. Oh, it's quite all right. I can't say I particularly dislike your perspective. Eternal peace does sound rather droll, though. That said, the idea of starting a battle against all the other Familia does sound quite interesting. It's not as if I would ever put something like that into practice, though. I'm not the type to act so recklessly. So not even you could do it, Mr. Curie? I, in particular, could not do it. A battle with no foreseeable victory, regardless of how well I could plan for it, is pure folly. Please enjoy the peaceful future you desire as a dream while you sleep. Oof. Still getting those secrets. Still getting those secrets. Oh no, it's Big D. I wish it kind of kept his name, but okay. My, if it isn't our dear Kiri, how unusual to find you in the cemetery. May I inquire as to which soul was strong enough to call you to this place? That's not it. I just felt like coming. You just felt like it. Yes, it just happened to come up in conversation. I see. Do you find this type of thing funny somehow? I do. You're not the type of person to come all the way out to a cemetery on such a flimsy pretext. You may have a point. I do hate to dirty my own hands, but it certainly is strange. You wouldn't happen to have run into Miss Bunny on your way here, would you? No. Were you planning to meet her here? Do some Mary Shelley stuff? No. I was just thinking I'd rather she was here than you. Oof. I see. Well, I'm terribly sorry for that. Please, take a hint once in a while, Father. Father? Father? Are you addressing him as the priest? Or are you saying something? Probably addressing him as the priest. That was delicious. A sentence I really don't want to have to say, like, so soon to seeing Big D, but alright. Thank you for clearing your plate again today, Bunny. Your cooking is so delicious that I just gobble it all up. Well, if you're not careful about what you're gobbling up, you might end up gaining weight. Oh, okay. I'll be more careful. I'll be more careful. Yes, please do. I'm not about to say that you're only attractive because you're thin, but I am quite fond of your present appearance. If Carrie's disgusting slop were to change your figure, that would be a tragedy among tragedies. Hey, don't you badmouth me like that so casually. Oh, don't get so mad. Your cooking was miraculously delicious this morning. Are you serious? It's extremely unusual for you to praise my cooking. Indeed it is. Perhaps fire and brimstone will rain from the sky tomorrow. You must be enjoying my praise, but today's occurrence was a fluke. Please remain attentive and don't let it go to your head. Don't you tire of looking down on people from way up there in the clouds? That attitude of yours is Baffling. Huh? Didn't. Good morning. Ah, morning, Axel. I must have imagined it. Why are you looking around, Bunny? Oh no, I just thought I heard something at the front door. Heard something? Yeah, it's kind of bugging me, so I'll go take a look. Wait, I'll come with you. Is this Gretel? Is this the thing where they. I knew it! Someone's here after all. Yeah, it's coming. Bunny, don't just open the door like that. Huh? Hello, Bunny, baby. Hmm. Hansel, Greta. Call me that again, and they'll need a broom to collect your remains. Hansel and Gretel. That's us, Axel. You always look like you're carrying the weight of the world's sorrows on your shoulders. Shut up. This is just the face I was born with. What do you two want? Trick or treating, I guess. Happy Halloween! Huh? We have plenty of candy, so we came to play a trick on you. Huh? Pardon me. Kermie and Kiri came out to see what was going on. Immediately understanding the situation, Carmia grabbed Bunny by the arm and dragged her behind them. This is dangerous, so please stay back, Signorina. Okay. I'm worried about Axel, but that doesn't seem very important to the route. She looked toward the front door from behind Carmia. Axel had collapsed near Hansel. It didn't seem like they'd be able to get to him right away. Now, hurry. Okay. I'm surrounded by idiots who don't consider the consequences of their actions. What a pain. Gretel clicked her tongue at how composed Kiri was. Today's the day you die, you sly bastard. I appreciate how single-minded your attacks are. Grabbing a shotgun from its mounting on the wall, Kiri pulled a handful of shells from the adjacent vase and skillfully loaded the weapon with practiced hands. After handing it to Karami, he repeated the process to arm himself in turn. You should think about Scarlet, always cleaning up after you two. Oh, shut up. That has nothing to do with you. I can just see his pained face already. Oh, it's fine. We just have to make sure we don't bring home a loss. Pardon me. You think you can win in the away game? You sure are optimistic. Well, I guess that's better than being pessimistic. Was that insult directed at me? How dare you? I'm going to kill you all. Gretel pulled out a hand grenade with one hand, threading a finger from her opposite hand through the loop of the pin. I wish you'd give that I'll kill you all thing a rest. Before she could throw it, Karamia had closed the distance between them. His hands clapped around hers. When did you... Don't underestimate us beasts, Gretel. With a quick chop of his hand under her wrist, the grenade fell harmlessly to the floor. He kicked it behind and away from him with his heel. straightening Kiri's outstretched hand a few meters away. My grenade! We are confiscating it because it's dangerous. Kiri checked to make sure the pin was still in place before dropping it into his pocket. The dangerous object, now confiscated, he took aim at Hansel and fired without hesitation. Whoa! Isn't firing out of the blue like that kind of unsportsmanlike? Oh, the accusation of unsporting conduct cuts me so deeply, coming from someone who just showed up without warning to assault us. You're not going to die anyway, so just take a couple of shots like a good little boy. Dad! No thanks. Gretel, bring out the emergency backup. In response to her call, the bird on his shoulder spread its wings and flew into Carmia's face. What? Don't underestimate me either, bedhead. With Carmia distracted, Gretel twisted herself out of his grip. Her hand flew back into the same bag she'd drawn her grenade from. Well, bye-bye. The entire area was engulfed in a bright burst of light as a tremendous bang echoed through the halls. Without a chance to prepare himself, Carmia could only stumble back, dazed and deafened. The stun grenade. Well, it appears that the enemy has retreated. Why don't you sit down? How are you still okay? He turned towards the sound of Kiri's voice, still rubbing his eyelids. I predicted that this would happen. Kiri caught Carmia by his shoulder as he stumbled by, stepping into his superior's foot and pulling him towards the floor. What? Still dazed, Carmia just fell to the floor. Look, just sit down and wait until your eyes adjust. You're just going to cause more trouble if you stumble around blind. Ow. If you're going to do it, at least be nice about it. I'm sorry, I don't know how to go easy on people. He chuckled and walked over to Axel at an easy pace. Axel, you're not actually that badly hurt, are you? He looked down at him on the floor, not even deigning to crouch over him for a closer inspection of his wound. Yeah. Axel lay face up, his left hand on his stomach. His glove was stained with fresh blood. I'm fine. You're not fine. We need to take you to the clinic. Even though you still can't see. Then I refuse. Why do I have to take care of Axel? Kitty. Yes, darling, love of my life. I wasn't asking for your opinion. Axel! Oh my, how convenient. I guess it is. Axel, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I want you to know this was like a small meme for a little bit in my friend group. Just Axel completely ruined and bloody going, yeah, I'm fine. I'm cool. Don't worry about it. But you're bleeding like so much. There's so much friggin' blood. Nah, it's just a flesh wound. Don't have to stop the bleeding and I'll be fine. Just, you really don't look that way, okay? I'm gonna go call Dr. Crow. You really don't. She must be really worried about you to run off like that. Don't you smirk at me like that. It's disgusting. She could just leave me be. Oh, okay, cool. Uh, mm. Hello, Mr. Kiri. Did you come in here to get shot? Huh? Kiri asked, sitting on the sofa. He was holding a shotgun, and the mouth of that shotgun was pointed toward the door, where Bunny happened to be standing. I asked you if you came here to get shot. Mr. Curie. That's dangerous. I did! Hell yeah, I did, bitch! Mr. Curie's teasing me again. She smiled clumsily, not wanting to take the bait. Yes, I did. I see. I guess I should have loaded it. Bring me some shells from the safe. I'd be happy to shoot you if that's what you're after. Huh? With that, he stood up and walked out of the room. Bunny rushed over to hug him from behind. Oh! What is this all of a sudden? I was joking earlier. Please don't go get the bullets. Joking? Yes, you were teasing me, so I just kinda... Please don't actually shoot me. She tightened her grip around him. I understand, so please let go of me. Do you really? You're not gonna shoot me? Of course not, as if I wouldn't be able to see through your pathetic joke. Gracious woman. You really are an idiot, he snorted out as he placed his hand on Bunny's arm. I rarely use guns, but from time to time I do alleviate my boredom by inspecting my tools. Alleviate your boredom? Yes, sometimes it's fun to play with guns. Safely, with proper gun care. I'm not like that idiot Karamia who spends all day fiddling with them, though. Idiot Karamia, huh? It's easy to think about Mr. Karamia and Axel with guns, but it's hard to imagine you carrying one around. Why don't you use guns? Every time you open your mouth, another question comes out. Oh, sorry. Having questions. Having questions is a very good thing, but just asking isn't good for your mind. It's critical to always be predicting answers. Predicting answers, huh? Yes. Why do you think I don't carry a gun? Because it's annoying. That's half right. Yay! I'm not sure that's quite worthy of applause. You were also half wrong. Oh, right. What do you think the other half is? Well, maybe you just don't like guns. Oh no, I find them much preferable to instruments of blunt force trauma. You can kill a wounded target without getting too close, and you don't even have to get blood on yourself. The answer is, I don't need to carry a gun. Everyone in Familia Oz is competent with a gun, Axel aside. He sure stressed that point a lot. Indeed, giving his shooting ability, I wish friendly fire were permitted. Friendly fire? Friendly? Oh, don't worry about it. You'll never need to know what that phrase means. At any rate, firefights will generally happen as they will with or without me. So there's no point in my using a gun. Further, There are countless things in this world that a gun alone is insufficient to protect. Taking care of those things is my job. He. We're gonna mess up at some point. Perhaps I should carry a sniper rifle too. Are you talking to me? Yes. Who else would I be addressing? Who else is here? Why are you asking me? Leave me alone. Familia is rather weak in long distance assault capabilities, so I was considering taking up sniping. And when it comes to sniper rifles, the first person who comes to mind is you. I thought I'd ask you for advice. I don't think you should carry one. Why? Guns hurt people, and hurting people isn't a very nice thing. Funny to hear that from someone carrying one himself. I don't care what you think. Anyways, I don't think you should. Hmm, I see. But why are you thinking of carrying one? Wouldn't you normally leave that to one of your underlings? Good question. Why was I thinking about that? Are you trying to pull something? Yes. And no. I'm not entirely sure myself. Yes. Lately there have been many things I'm not entirely sure of. I haven't been able to follow my usual thought process recently, or something like that. It is a bit odd that you would tell a member of an enemy familia that you're lacking in long range firepower. Indeed. It's hard to believe I would do something like that, isn't it? See, that's stupid. That's a dumb idea. You and I think so. I've been a bit off lately. I'm surprised I even had the ability to change, but I'm not sure the change itself is half bad. He. He likes us. Good day. Oh, Mr. Scarlet, hello. I need to see Curie. Can you tell him I'm here? Of course, Mr. Scarlet. Also, I have a request. A request, Mr. Scarlet? What could you be requesting, Mr. Scarlet? Could you please stop calling me Mr. Scarlet? Why, Miss Scarlet. Why is that? Because it's an annoying reminder. A reminder of what you said of when you what you said you thought you do a girl. Of when you said you thought I was a girl. You you still remember that? You forgot. Of course I didn't, Mr. Scarlet. Ms. Bunny. I know you're a boy now. I just kind of figured you'd be happy if I made it clear that I knew by calling you Mister all the time, and also it's proper, and no, none of that. Okay. No, I'm thankfully that you understand now. But when you call me Mister, all it does is remind me that in that instant, I'd prefer you called me something else, please. Something else, huh? How about, Star? I guess I can't do anything right. Then, Sir Scarlet. How do you like Sir Scarlet? Honestly, I'd prefer if you just went back to calling me Scarlet. Okay then, Scarlet. I'll go tell Mr. Curie you're here. Thank you. Sir Scarlet. Sir Scarlet. I can't have her call me that in front of other people, but it sounds so nice and manly. Sir Scarlet. Ah, if it isn't Scarlet. Mr. Carmia. Today? Oh, you had a meeting with Kiri, didn't you? Early as always, I see. Naturally, don't you hate it when people make you wait? I guess. Well, I'm sure that if you keep Kiri waiting, he'll never let you live it down. I'm a little disappointed, actually. I really would have rather negotiated with you, Mr. Carmia. There are a lot of things I'd like to do myself, but he won't let me handle money-related negotiations. Just play nice with him. Yeah, I guess I have to. Oh, that's right. Kiri's money laundering. Excuse me. Hmm, where's Mr. Kiri? Pardon me, I'm having problems. Okay. Pardon me. He just went out. He said to be right back. Oh, I guess I'll just leave his tea here. Yeah. You must have a really hard job, Scarlet. What do you mean? Well, there was that incident with Hansel and Gretel last week. Oh, that's what you were talking about. It's not as big a deal as you think. Hansel and Gretel didn't just start doing this. It's just one of my many jobs. Oh, Scarlet sure has a good head on his shoulders. Well, keep up the good work. You don't have to tell me. Well, it'll be a bit more trouble for me if you keep working so hard. Mr. Curie. Curie motioned for her to take a seat, giving her permission to stay. She looked at the two of them and then took a seat next to Curie. Do you think I'll agree to taking money alone to cover the damages? What do you mean? I'm saying that I want a new object d'art and a decorative plant for my quarters, not another painting. I want a plant. What? A decorative plant? Are you planning to use this money for your own personal purposes? It's up to us to decide how to use the reparation funds, isn't it? Well, yes, but I'm not sure about buying personal effects. What's the problem? Asset management is my job, after all. Ah, that's Mr. Carey for you. That's Mr. Carey for you. That's him. Are you gonna let him get away with this? You're just gonna stand there silently while this travesty of justice occurs before your eyes? What am I gonna do about it? There's like nothing I can do. Karamia probably already most likely knows. Well, that's all she can do. After all, she is just a guest. As the second in command of Familia Oz, there isn't a person in this estate who can question me. Not even Mr. Karamia? Well, Karamia may be able to best me in a contest of strength. Holy shit. Okay. Uh, I'm not sure how long I can hold this up. Okay. We're just gonna take the line again. While Karamia may be able to best me in a contest of strength, he doesn't stand a chance against me in a contest of words. True. Poor Mr. Karamia. My, our idiot lion must be past his prime if he's getting pity from a little boy. Well, the reason for that pity is, wait a minute. Don't call me little boy! What do you expect me to call you? You aren't exactly big. Oh, yes, I see. What's wrong, Mr. Carey? Miss Bunny, please stand over there. And you too, Scarlet. Just, what are you trying to do? Carey was the last to stand up. He walked over to them, and then crossed his arms, seemingly deep in thought. Then he tugged at the two of them until they were standing back to back. As I suspected. Miss Bunny is indeed taller. What? You're lying. I am not. Would you prefer it if I brought in a mirror so you could see for yourself? No, thanks. I think the reality of it would be too shocking. But no, I should be bigger. Right, Miss Bunny? Uh, I'm sure we're about the same height. I've never thought of you as particularly tall or short. Tall or short. Quite a punch in the gut, isn't it? Punch to the gut? Huh? Did I say something I shouldn't have? No, I'm glad I heard it directly from you. I know you didn't mean any harm by it. But I'm not about to give up. We might be the same height now, but who knows what the future holds. I'll have to work hard every day from now on. Just you watch. Someday I'll be way taller than you. Tall enough to look down on you even. Good luck, Scarlet. Thanks. I need to go find fan art of grown-up Scarlet now. That seems nice. I want to try to get to the meteor shower tonight. I'm not going to make it, but... Oh, wow. Is this your first time in a casino? Yes. What's that jingling sound? The sound of chips. Different sort of currency used inside the casino. He explained as he handed her a stack of them. They're so pretty and gold. They're just plated, not particularly valuable. We usually have several soldates stationed inside, so please, enjoy yourself. Oh, but just in case. He pulled a piece of paper out of his pocket and scrawled a terse note onto it. When you run out of chips, hand them this. They'll give you more. Why? I'm a regular, you see. Now, have yourself some fun. Go on. Scoot, scoot. Maybe I'm just bad at gambling. I used all my extra chips already. Miss Bunny. Mr. Curie, I'm guessing from the look on your face things haven't gone terribly well. I'll try harder next time. I'll try harder next time. Yes, I love that stubborn personality of yours. Gambling destroys people like that. Destroys? Yes, they drown themselves in the delusion that next time, they will win. They don't even realize what they've done until they've lost everything. As a freeloader, you don't have a cent to your name, do you? Just what will you trade to chase that pleasure? Gambling is pretty scary. Not really. It's no different from drugs or knives. It's a delicate balance. To those who partake, they can be either angels or demons. They can be angels or devils. Shall we head back to the estate? The estate? Blah. Okay. Oh no, first we should do a little exchange. Exchange? Yes. You can get prizes if you turn in chips. As a special treat tonight, I'll give you something you like. Now which prize do you fancy? Well, what about the doll? 2 of them if I can. Oh, I don't mind. 2, you say? Quite greedy, aren't we? I want to give them to Mr. Karamia and Axel. I want to give the cat with the bluish eyebrows to Mr. Karamia and the grumpy dog to Axel. Don't you think it'd be just perfect? Perhaps. Yeah, I'm sure they'll be really happy to get a gift from you. Would you stop with that? Please? I buy them for you, but I don't want you to utter a word of my involvement. But enough already. I won't buy them if you don't promise. Fine. Mr. Curie's never this generous. Is there some kind of catch? Curie narrowed his eyes at the word catch. You can't just accept my kindness. What a cruel woman you are. Sorry. Well, there is a catch. As expected. You look so sweet when you pout. Oh, stop. Please don't tease me. I'm not teasing you. It's true. I think you're sweet. And actually, this money isn't mine. Huh? Don't tell me it's Mr. Carmia's. No. Why do you bring Carmia up? This is... Then is it Axel's? That's also incorrect. It's Scarlet's. What? Really? Yes. Well, more accurately, it's Familia Grimm's. I thought I'd use up their reparation money. Is it okay to use it like this? Yes. This money is distasteful, so I'd rather be rid of it. I mean, technically it's still going into the OZMAFIA, like the town system, so it's going in the economy someplace. So it's still helping. It's just elsewhere. You two certainly look happy. Why are you so mad? I'm not mad. You're pouting. I am not. Oh, I know. Is this why you're upset? Bunny's present. Yeah. You're grouchy because you're the only one who didn't get one. Please don't be ridiculous, as if I would want such a childish toy. I'm not sure the type of toy is really the issue. Aren't you mad because... Oh, shut up. I'm not angry. Excuse me and good night. I hope you have nightmares. I feel like I haven't seen him that mad in ages. I wonder what got him so riled up. You don't know? How could you know? Are you psychic? Should I tell you? No, maybe not. Huh? But why? It'd be boring to just tell you. Well, good night. Sir! Uh, what on earth is going on here? I'm so happy to be able to go out with everyone on a weekday like this. And like Carmi and Axel, I do have a surplus of free time. I do not. I do not have a surplus of free time. I am a very busy man. How dare? How dare? Kiri. Oh, stop acting like you're the only one who's busy. But it's true. Remind me again who went to bed early even though he was supposed to be working through the night. What are you, stupid? Waking isn't something one should waste time on. Quite the opposite, in fact. Getting as much work done in as little time as possible is ideal. If you wait to the last minute, it only takes a minute. In the time it takes an idiot lion like you to finish one document, I've completed 10 or even 20. You should be getting down on your knees and thanking me, not complaining. This behavior is just deplorable. They've started fighting again. Um, I'ma save. uh, please don't fight. Please, please, dads, please don't fight. I'm not doing anything as uncouth as fighting. I'm simply using words to try to persuade this yowling lion. But more importantly, Miss Bunny. Yes? Why don't you leave these two to their own devices and come along with me? Hey, kitty. But the four of us were supposed to be going out together today. No need to keep those plans. Axel can keep Karamia company, and the two of us can. If Kiri will do, you should spend time with me instead, Signorina. Karamia wrapped his arm around Bunny's shoulder and started pulling her away from Kiri. Oh shit, we've just continued the argument. Um, Mr. Karamia. Shh, just play along for a bit. But what about Kiri and Axel? They'll follow even if we try to lose them. Are you sure about that? Yeah. Oh, Kiri mentioned it, but we really weren't fighting. He pulled his arm off of Bunny, stretching his limbs out wide as he let out a huge yawn. With that out of his system, he carefully picked the last traces of his sleep from his eyes with the tip of his finger. But the words you were exchanging earlier were pretty fierce. It really seemed like a fight to me, at least. Karamia shrugged, completely unperturbed. That's just how it is with us. If that little exchange counted as a fight, then just about every conversation with Kiri and I must be fights. For us, that's just a little verbal sparring. Verbal sparring, huh? It's just that you were making such a pained face, Mr. Karamia. I was sure it would come to blows any minute. Like that would happen. If I started throwing punches at everything as little as that, I'd be out of hands pretty quick. I mean, sure, I do feel a little angry for a moment, but Gary and I don't hold it against each other later. Don't worry your pretty little head over it, Signorina. Okay. Sir, please don't go on ahead without us. Sorry, I just wanted to take a little detour. Detour? Yeah, so the Signorina and I could have a private chat. A private chat? I don't like the sound of that. I wonder what sort of thing Bunny wouldn't be able to tell me about. Mr. Carmia. Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. I was telling her about how the cream puffs at that store over there are really great, right, Bunny? Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's what I heard. Cream puffs. Personally, I think the shop on the back street has better ones. Haha, you really know your stuff, Axel. My word, you're in the presence of a lady, but all you two can talk about is food. Karamia, I prefer pumpkin flavor. I'm a pumpkin spice bitch. We weren't actually planning to buy anything. Strawberry for me. I said I'm not buying anything. Mr. Karamia and Mr. Curie really are back to having normal conversation. Maybe they really weren't fighting back there. What flavor would you like, Signorina? Huh? Green puffs. It looks like I'm treating everyone. I'll buy some for you, too. What would you like? Oh, I guess you can't pick a flavor without knowing what they have. Axel, take us to that shop you were just talking about, the one with the best cream pies or whatever. Understood. Zeroed in. Target locked. Now let's go, Signorina. Okay. I feel like that was the wrong one, but I also don't think it'll punish us. Mr. Karamia, where were we headed again? Today? To the forest near the clinic. Is your name Karamia? I didn't know we were going to the forest. Of course you didn't. I just made a change of plans. Now everyone shall we? Oh, please wait, Mr. Curie. What should we do, sir? We'll follow him. Curie does whatever he wants anyway. He must really enjoy himself every day like that. Huh? Isn't that? Oh, that's right, this stuff. Hande and Greta. I guess they're causing trouble today. It seems they never tire of such activities. When will they learn? Shall we be going, Signorina? Going? Handeka. Charge! Why are there plane noises? We have planes. It doesn't matter how many of your lower life forms team up, it's a lost cause. Are we really going to leave them like that? I can't hear myself over the planes. We have that many planes. Of course, it'll just get even messier if we get involved. This is just like a game to them. As they watched a fresh volley of grenades flew through the air. Seconds later, everything in their path was leveled in a rippling cacophony of explosions. This seems a bit much to be a game, but what do I know? Hansel and Gretel, don't fight in town. We're not even done paying off the damages from last time. Please don't make more work for me. No problem, we're in the clear if we take out the Andersons, right? If we get our hands in the Anderson territory, we can pay off those damages in no time. Easier said than done. You're not going to win at this rate. We'd be fine if you just backed us up, Scarlet. I'm not interested. Coward, is that gun just for show? I don't really care what you say. I have no intention of participating. Advantage, Team Hyundai. I'll see you in hell, Familia Grimm. Hell, that's a pretty grown up word for a little brat like you. How dare you? We're gonna burn you to the ground with my special shot. Stand back, Gretel. Fine. Watching a fight we're not involved in isn't very interesting, turns out. Let's go, Signorina. Huh? Wasn't there just. Where are you going? We ran into it because we're dumb. The smell of gunpowder here is so strong. I have to be careful. She crept through the ruins, trying to avoid the planes, her eyes darting back and forth as she took in her surroundings. I'm pretty sure it was around here. She bent down and grabbed a large wooden board that had clearly seen better days. It was much heavier than she thought. It took all her strength to pull it up and away. I knew it. I thought someone was here. It's dangerous. Let's get out of here together. No, I can't. I'm too scared to move. That's fine. I'll carry you out of here, so. What a perfect shield to have found. Ah! Before she could react any further, Gretel had her in arm lock. Miss! You're not a resident, so it shouldn't matter if you die. Shield me from that pathetic arrow. Shield! Don't underestimate my firepower. I'm gonna skewer you both. A sudden gunshot cut off any further dialogue. The shot had come from Scarlet. He was holding his rifle, glaring at Gretel with a faint hint of fury in his eyes. All of you, please stand down. Gretel let her go. Why? Things were just getting good. Yeah, don't interfere, Scarlet. Gosh. If it was only a dispute between Familia Grimm and Familia Anderson, I'd be staying out of it. However, that girl is under Familia Oz's protection. It'd be a disaster if you dragged her into this. So please, stop this. I will shoot anyone who disobeys. I'm serious. But, Gretel, that applies to you too. If I have to, I'll even shoot one of my own comrades. Scarlet put his rifle on his back and grabbed at the holster at its hip. He pulled out a dark gray magnum, which seemed inappropriately large for his small stature. No one dared disobey him, and calm soon returned to the area. Nice. I thought there was going to be more to that. There was not. Hmm. Mr. Curie, you called? Yes, I was thinking you needed punishing. Punishing. Yes, you need to be punished for getting involved in a fight you shouldn't have. And this isn't the first instance. You have a bad habit of sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. Well, at any rate, I want to punish you for making me worry. You were worried? You were worried? Okay. Ah, no, it didn't go off. I fucked up. No. Do I save scum? Do I save scum? I'm gonna save scum. It means so much to me now. Uh, I know this is probably a horrible thing to do. You were worried too? Did you do that on purpose because you wanted my attention? No, I didn't, but then why do you ask if I was worried? Well, that's hard to answer. I guess I'm just curious about what I am to you. What you are to me, huh? Do you mean whether I love you? No, that's not what I was thinking. Never mind, please forget I asked. Well, I was reasonably worried. Really? Yes. In the unlikely event of your death, I hadn't inquired as to what manner of funeral service you'd like to get. Oh. Oh, don't give me that look. I had other reasons to worry. Like what? I can't tell you, but I'm curious. That said, would you please avoid getting involved in combat again? Gracious. For your next punishment, I'll have to think of something much more cruel. A gentle smile crossed his face as he opened the doors to a cabinet. He retrieved several stacks of paper from within and set them out on the table in front of her. Please sort these documents. Okay. After closing up the cabinet, he then went to the desk Karamir frequently used. He drew a key from his pocket and unlocked one of the drawers. Whoa, there are so many. Kiri picked up the bundles of papers tied with the cord with both hands and closed the drawer with his left hip. He very deliberately placed this new bundle atop the one he'd already set on the table. He cocked his head to one side at her dumbfounded expression. I'll leave it to you. These two? Yes. You'll help me, won't you? I'll try, of course, I'll try. But... But what? Mr. Curie, do you always take care of this many documents? No. I intentionally increased the workload just for you, my sweet. Intentionally? Yes, I even made sure to mix up the ones Karami had already organized for you. I'm not just having you help me out. This is part of your punishment, after all. It's not much of a punishment if you don't suffer. Suffer? Yes. I like that face. I like it very much. I like your smile, but your pained faces are my favorite. I've never heard someone say that to me before, and I'm honestly quite concerned, both for myself and for you. Really? Now won't you sigh in pain for me? Why are you laughing? What's so funny? No, I was just thinking about Miss Bunny's punishment. Punishment, eh? Are you sure you shouldn't go a little easy on her so you don't wear out your welcome? My welcome? Whatever do you mean? Things are all sunshine and rainbows while she's willing to put up with you, but if you're too cruel to her, she'll distance herself. She'll distance herself. See? Well, I wouldn't want that. I haven't had my fill of fun yet. You're fun. You know, but she's such a wonderful girl. She never notices my that's the Carmia voice. I'm not doing great tonight. But she's such a wonderful girl. She never notices my ploys and always falls right into my traps. She can't do chores, and her mind is just pathetic, but I like her attitude. How did we happen across such a wonderful girl? If you think she's wonderful, you should treat her more kindly. Hmm, more kindly, hmm? Should I be using normal people as a reference for that? Of course, it's not as if you have any point of reference yourself. Ha, that does sound like a tall order. Bunny, are you up? Axel? What's wrong? It's so early. Why are we up? Were you still sleeping? Still, the sun isn't even up yet. Oh, I guess you're right. I'm on the night shift, so often I guess my idea of normal is a little off. Sorry for waking up like this, but could you come with me? Someone's here to see you. To see me? Thank you for coming, Signorina. Mr. Caramia. Caramia was sitting on the sofa. As Bunny moved into the room, however, someone else clapped her on the shoulder. Morning, Bunny, baby. Sorry for dropping in on you at this hour. Mm. Hansel, Scarlet, Greta. Are they the people here to see me? Yes, that does appear to be the case. Gary was the last to enter the room, carrying a teacup. He wasn't even remotely tense, as he yawned and took a seat on the armrest next to Caramia. Wouldn't you care to take a seat? I'm fine. We don't plan to stay long. I see. Well, Miss Bunny, please sit down. Okay. What about you, Axel? Axel shook his head, instead pointedly leaning against a section of wall bristling with hanging weapons. He kept his eyes fixed on the members of Familia Grimm. After a brief moment of silence, Scarlet called Bunny's name. She jumped and straightened in her seat at the sound. We've come to apologize again for involving you in that scuffle, Miss Bunny. I'm really, really sorry. Why do we have to apologize? It's her fault for being there in the first place. Gretel! Fine. I'm sorry for using you as a meat shield when you wandered out into the fray like an idiot. Hey, don't say it like that. Oh, shut up, I apologized. Isn't that good enough? I'm going home. Gretel! I'm sorry, Miss Bunny. Oh, no. Sorry, Bunny Baby, she's a little cranky today. Don't you worry about it. Isn't Gretel always like that? She's a little more like that than usual today. She's always hated coming here. Scarlet spent all day convincing her, and she finally decided to come. You should give him some credit for that. It took him an entire day? Yeah, Gretel is really stubborn. Wouldn't Hansel, as her twin brother, be more qualified to persuade her? I don't think I'd do a good job of it. Me, I just want to let Gretel do what she wants to do, be her own person. On one hand, I sometimes think we shouldn't overdo things, but on the other hand, I'm not a fan of help. I'm drowning. Okay. On one hand, I sometimes think we shouldn't overdo things, but on the other hand, I'm not a fan of upsetting her. I guess I do enjoy joining in on pranks too. But now I know we shouldn't drag you into our mess. I'll be more careful next time. Yeah. This is pretty unusual for Scarlet to actually use his gun, though. Since she was up already anyway, she decided to join them for breakfast. She nodded to Axel as he took his usual seat nearby before turning to watch Carmia's back as he cooked. Yes, that was unexpected. Was it that unusual? Yeah, he's always carrying that gun around, but it's rare for him to actually use it. I'm told he wears that red cloak to intimidate his enemies as well. Kiri, who was sitting next to Bunny, giggled, his gaze still resting on the newspaper in his hands. It is rather conspicuous clothing for a sniper. Uh, uh, I'm hungry. I. Oh, Bunny, I'm hungry. I thought I heard your stomach growling. Sorry. If you're so hungry, why don't you just eat what's in these jars? Kiri set his newspaper on the table, resting his chin on his hand, as he gave Bunny an impish look. He gestured towards the cabinet in question with his other hand. Jars? Kiri, those are Axel's backup snacks. Emergency rations. You you can't have those. Why? Isn't Miss Bunny's stomach in a state of emergency right now? What if she starves to death? Are you going to take responsibility for that, Axel? It's your job to protect her, and yet you just let her die like that? How shameful. Fine, I'll give her some. Axel snapped at Curie, sounding desperate to just have him off his back as he grabbed a jar from the shelves. Opening the lid, he offered it to Bunny. Eat. Uh, you can eat it. Please don't die. Eat it? But this is just sugar, isn't it? She watched Axel's expression as she peered into the jar. Just as she'd expected, it was full of brown cubes of sugar. It's not just sugar. It's brown sugar. Oh! What's with that reaction? Now hurry up and eat. Okay. Maybe it's different from regular sugar. It is. It's sweeter and is usually made with maple syrup or dark corn syrup or something like that. She reached forward and plucked out the smallest cube she could see. As she popped the cube in her mouth, she could hear Axel let out a little sigh of regret. It's sweet. Well, it is sugar. But it's different from regular sugar, right? I guess it kinda is. I'm not really sure. You take that back. Brown sugar is great. It's really sweet. She filled the cup with water and drank some. You're going to get sick if you just eat plain sugar. Sick? Yeah, you have to eat a balanced diet. Now that's amusing coming from a pathetic chef in training like yourself. Stop changing my title. Eating sugar's never made me sick. Going into shivering withdrawal when you can't eat sweets sure sounds like a sickness to me. Carmia grinned as he brought the dishes to the table and wiped off his apron. All right, breakfast is ready. Go on, eat. Mm. Okay. Still not there yet to that meteor shower. Probably nowhere close. But onwards. Mm. That was a gunshot, which legit scared me for a second. I think it came from the yard, but what should I do? I wonder if it's a fight or something. I'm scared. Maybe I should go into the mansion? But I'll have to go through the yard to get there. Just peep out the window and then peep back in. She realized that she'd still be defenseless hiding in the cottage. Keeping her eyes peeled for signs of trouble, she timidly crept her way to the mansion. Mr. Curie, Miss Bunny, whatever is the matter? I heard a gunshot. It scared me. Is there a battle happening nearby? Nearby? Where indeed? Huh? Seems that you've misunderstood. The source of that gunshot is right here in my hands. A gun that I did not notice before this moment. Yes, I just acquired it, so I test fired it. Oh, that was all? Uh, we're gonna save again because I've already started save scumming, so I might as well continue. I'm glad it wasn't a fight. I'm glad it wasn't a fight. In our yard? How preposterous. No enemy has ever gotten that far inside our territory. But what about Hansel and Gretel the other day? That was the front door. Also, I believe I heard a certain someone invited them in. Well, yeah, I did open the door, yeah. Like that, like the opening of that dumb Buzz Lightyear of Star Command movie, where, like, they knock on Zurg's hideout and the little minion opens the door and goes, "Yes!" That. Anyway, I feel relieved now. I'd hate for someone to get hurt again. Yes, medical treatment isn't exactly free. He shifted his gaze away from her and turned back toward a bullet-riddled tree, loading a second round into the gun. He raised it up into a firing position, aligning his arm with the center of his chest as he took aim down its sights. The gun only twitched slightly in his grip when he pulled the trigger, his arms keeping it under almost total control. The same sound she'd heard earlier echoed once again through the area. Through the area. Not half bad. Kiri inspected the gun in his hand and looked up. So, would you like to try? Can I? This is the face of a person who should not be holding a gun. Yes, I'll make an exception and teach you. Oh, we got a CG. Relax your shoulders. Shooting is actually quite simple. All you have to do is pull the trigger. She exhaled, trusting slightly more of her weight against him, and braced herself for the incoming noise. She stared at the target a few yards ahead of her, held her breath, and pulled the trigger. It happened in an instant. The sound of the gunshot roared out, tearing through the tranquillity of the yard. You seem to have a bit of a knack for this. She looked back at him, the recoil of the shot still buzzing through her arms. Really? Yes, you're much better than Axel. That said, his lack of ability with the gun is practically pathological. With a little practice, you might even be able to best the trigger-happy Karamia. What about you? I'm not a good point of comparison. I'd rather disable an opponent by gaining their trust before using a gun. For example, I could get close to someone by offering to teach them how to use a gun, only to trap them in my arms. He giggled, resting his head on her shoulder. At this range, it'd be quite simple and much more efficient to break your neck. Are you okay? Bless you, kitty. I could extinguish your life just by making a small motion with my hands. How does that feel? Are you scared? Uh, Time to save scum. I'm not. I'm not scared. I know you wouldn't do that. Well, now that is a problem. Snaps neck, game ends. I love you. It's no fun if you're not scared. Fine. Thanks for teaching me how to use a gun. No trouble. Oh, could you keep this a secret from Karamia? Why? I'm sure he'd throw a tantrum if he heard that I was teaching our dear guest to use something so brutish as a gun. Well, until later. Hee hee. I can still feel it. Not the gun, but the sensation of embracing Bunny's shoulders. The feel of her hair on them. Given my personality, it'd be futile to hope I'd forget it. Even I find feeling this way distasteful. Trying to shake the thought away, he pulled the trigger once again. The gun's loud report ripped the moment open. The sound washed away everything, dominating his ears. I can't forget after all. My, sometimes having an impeccable memory is troublesome. It's not as if we even kissed or slept together. That level of contact was nothing. I feel almost as if I've become an innocent little girl. Hee 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 hee. We've made our guy feel squishy. Please! Oh, that voice! It's the brat. Humph, is anyone home, please? Ande. Oh, Bunny. Perfect. Perfect? You look a bit dumb after all. Dumb? That's what a se- Oh, no, wait. Hold up. I know my line. Uh, what's wrong? Why are you crying all of a sudden? If you don't buy some matches from me, Melissa is going to beat me. Beat you? And I sniffled as if only barely able to hold back tears. Mr. Melissus doesn't seem like the kind of person who would do that. He also, like, takes up barely 3 cursors high on the screen. It's snowing so hard. Improv movements. And no one wants to buy my matches. I'll freeze to death. Uh, Snow, I don't think it's snowing. I don't see any snow. What are you talking about? Just look at how hard I'm begging you. Don't you feel bad for me or anything, like, at all? I guess I kind of do. Like, maybe? Spiritually? Physically? She rushed over to Bunny. So won't you buy matches from me, little girl? My life depends on it. Ande. That's right, Mr. Karamiya did give me a little spending money recently. Just wait right here, Ande. I'll get my purse. Thank you, little girl. She really is. What on earth? I'm sorry. I'm not asking for an apology. What I'm asking for is an explanation. Why do you have all of these matches? Are you plotting to burn down the mansion? Of course not. Then why do you have them? And now, you can't expect her to answer with that kind of approach. Signorina, I promise I won't get mad at you. So could you tell me what happened? Okay. Hey now, I've made no such promise. I might get upset. Uh, could you cut it out? Gracious. But isn't Miss Bunny absolutely tantalizing when she's scared? I have no such perversions. Kid is saying he won't get mad either. He's just being really roundabout about it. So please, go ahead. Don't mind the fact that he's going to get hard. Okay, well, I see. So Ande forced you to buy them. Yeah, I'm sorry for making you return these for me. I don't mind. Protecting you is part of my job. But didn't you say you had the day off today? Well, I was off duty, but if you're going out, I have to follow. Is that like an order? Yeah, it's like an order. You have it pretty tough. If you feel that way, please try to cause as little trouble as possible. Okay, I will. or won't, depending on how that sentence works out. But it just had to be Ande. I hope we get through this unscathed. I'm sorry. You don't have to apologize. That's a bad habit of yours. You shouldn't worry about me. As far as Ande is concerned, she could literally burn you. More importantly, how did you buy these matches? You shouldn't have access to any money. Well, Mr. Carmia gave me a little spending money recently. Spending money? Yeah, he said it was because I did the laundry. Oh, you learned how to do the laundry. Yeah, I learned how to do the laundry. Me! I can finally be of some use to you guys. Though laundry's all I can do. I can't cook like Mr. Carmia, and I'm not clever like Mr. Curie. And I'm not strong like you, Axel, and I can't do anything useful. I don't really mind. You are a guest, after all. You aren't a member of our familia, so you really have no obligation to help us. That's why the Don gave you money. To repay you for your work. Repay me for my work? Yeah. If I'd done the same work, I likely wouldn't have been compensated. You're an outsider, so we have to compensate you for your services. I'm sure that's why you were paid. An outsider, huh? When you put it that way, it makes me feel a bit lonesome. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you. No, I know. And I'm sorry, I just started trying to act like one of you on my own. I can't blame you for feeling that way. You've been with us for quite a while now. Close enough to our familia that we can speak to each other this comfortably. Maybe it's about time you start thinking about how you want to live in this town. In this town? You mean... No, let's take care of the more immediate problem of these matches. Now let's get going. I don't have much of a way with words, so I'm not sure how much help I'll be, but I'll be right there with you. And we're gonna save. I've only needed to load a save file once, and I still feel dirty about it. It's pretty amazing that little Ande is a mafia don. It's not particularly impressive. Anyone can be a mafia don if they have weapons and enough faith. Weapons and faith. Indeed, force is the most expedient means to put others under your control. You can also recruit people. You can also recruit people, but I don't care for that method since it's so tedious and takes far too much time. You can make an agreement with someone in under 3 seconds if you have a gun to their head. I wouldn't hesitate to go with that option. Once you subjugate a person, you have to shackle them down so they won't escape. Those shackles would be faith. Huh? What's with that response? Are you actually listening? Yes, I am. Really? I'm sorry, it got pretty complicated. I mean, not super. Huh, I see. I was trying to give you a simple explanation, too. I'm sorry, I'm not good at following this kind of stuff. So are weapons absolutely necessary? Necessary? Wouldn't it be better if you didn't have to use those things that can hurt people? Stomach problems. Abandoning weapons is meaningless. People don't need weapons to fight. Considering that I don't have the brute strength of someone like Axel, using weapons only seems fair. The lines of opposition in this town weren't just decided in a day. Just before you knew it, everyone had weapons on hand and the territorial lines had been drawn. Both cooperation and antagonism are part of the natural order of things. Until individuals stop having their own desires, conflicts will never end. Karamia, could you repair some guns for me? Sure, just leave it to me. Oh, I love it when he wears the glasses. They're cute. I appreciate it. Have all these finished by dawn tomorrow, please. Um, so what's this about? You're the one who accepted my repair request. What's so strange about this? Well, it's strange, all right. Just look at how many you have. It'd take one person days to get all that done. What do you want with all this? You always brag about how good you are at repairing guns, but when it comes down to it, this is all you've got? You're pathetic, lying, weak-willed, swindling. Damn it, you just had to go there. Fine, I'll do it. I'll do whatever you want. Leave me alone. That's my Don. If you'll excuse me. Hey, you're not going to help? You can at least disassemble them for me, can't you? I may be capable of doing such a task, but I don't care to. It would get my hands dirty. Furthermore, I have to depart from the estate early tomorrow morning. In short, I will leave it in your capable hands. Good night, Garmia. I have to get up early tomorrow too, you know? I guess I'm going to have to pull an all-nighter. Ah, great. Like, excuse me and stuff. Oh, so, you don't usually come in the mansion. What's the occasion? I, uh, I think I need to stop now. Like, I'm following the thought process. This happens, and then next week the attack happens, and then I don't know, a whole bunch of other stuff happens. Long story short, I need to stop. I need to be done for the night. Frickin' Hopefully next time we can get to the meteor shower because I want to see that go down and the rest of it. But like, I don't think I can get there tonight. Y'all have a very nice evening. I look forward to the things and all of the things which may be of happening. Have a nice evening.